Hey guys, so we're going to go through our isometric series. The reason why we're doing isometrics is if you can't hold the position, if you can't hold your body, you really can't start to move your body effectively. And what we found is that we see guys who could squat 300 pounds, can't hold a body weight squat for 30 seconds. Guys that could bench 250 can't hold a plank for 30 seconds. So what that tells us is that they've got absolute strength, they've got big prime mover strength, but they don't have the bone connective tissue and the small muscles to really bridge that big muscle to the bone. So we're using a formula developed by Jim Smith at Diesel Strength where we're gonna use static exercises for time in the position. So for the pitching motion, we're taking the time in the positions times the average number of times you're going to be asked to throw, and that's how many seconds we're going to hold those positions in. So we're going to go through a couple exercises here. Andres is going to demo. We'll just give you a demo, but basically 30 seconds is for a normal human being. 60 seconds is good for a normal human being. 90 seconds is excellent, but for pitchers, we may be working up to 2 minutes. And that's a calculation from Jim Smith at Diesel, one of the biggest experts in the country as far as strength and conditioning, analyzed everything we were doing and came up with those formulas. So Andres, first one, sounds real simple, up on your tippy toes. Keep your back straight, head up, dig that front toe into the ground. What a lot of pitchers do is they don't have that stability in their foot. So we want to make sure that we're activating that they're not rotating just on kind of the pads of their feet, that they're on their tippy toes. We want to be able to hold this for 2 minutes. That's exercise number one. Let's go single leg stance, Andres. Single leg stance, 30 seconds for a normal human being. We should be able to go 2 minutes, and Andres is a right-handed pitcher. Now switch, and 2 minutes there too as well, holding for 2 minutes. And if you go back to our original seminar DVD, you'll see us demonstrating those. It's tough, right? It's hard to do it, and that's what we see this. This is pretty typical, by the way. You can relax on it. It's pretty typical of pitchers that they have absolute strength. They don't have this stability. They don't have the isometric strength to recruit muscle and to balance out the weaknesses in their bone connective tissue and small medium muscle. All right, let's go into the squat. Why don't you turn sideways? So one thing I want to make sure that he sits back into the squat and that his knees don't get too far. It's a little bit, so sit back with your butt a little bit, Andres. Back straight. Back straight. And can he hold that? Again, this is going to work out for a long time to hold this for 2 minutes. But you're going to start, you should be able to do this for 30 seconds real easy. Okay? So that's a good squat. You're holding for 30 seconds. And we're going to show you in a little bit how you can progress these. All right, on up. All right, so now turn sideways. Let's do the lateral lunge. So you're going to go to the side. Okay? Spread out a little bit further. What I want to make sure is that foot and knee are lined up. Bend that knee. If that knee gets out in front of the foot, no good. So I want to make sure we're here. He's going to put his arms up, pinch his shoulder blades, turn your hips, and bend that front knee a little bit more. What I don't want to make sure is that he doesn't come back up here, because we want to make sure that we're holding out here, working up to 2 minutes. Do the best you can. Now we're going to switch sides, go the other direction. Same thing. I want to make sure that his shoulders stay back, hips are turned, back is pinched, and he's going to hold there for 2 minutes. So going on each side. All right, let's go down into the plank. Turn sideways. Yep. So now on the plank, what I want to make sure, number one, you're going to have to work up for 2 minutes of this too. Number one, I'm going to ask him to suck his belly button in to his low back, okay, and just kind of draw your elbows back in. That's going to activate his deep core, okay? So the rectus abdominis is kind of like six-pack abs. It's the stuff that looks good. Transverse abdominis is the stuff that's underneath. That's really what holds everything together. That's what we're working on here. 2 minutes in this position is ideal. Again, we have guys who can bench press the whole world and can't hold in this position. If we can't hold this position, we don't own that position. Okay, come on up. Let's go side plank. And on up, and he's going to hold this here. What I don't want to make sure, I want to make sure that he's not rotating in or rotating back, but he's holding the side plank. There's some people that can come on up and do like a plank up on your hand. Quite honestly, I find that irritates a lot of people's shoulders. And what we really want to do is we don't want to do anything that's going to harm the shoulder. We're really working on stabilizing the core. Switch it up on the other side. We're going to work to holding 2 minutes in each of those. Very good. All right, let's come back into the Superman. And we're going to show you too. You can just edit this, Murph. Hold on. Okay, 3, 2. All right. In Superman, what we're going to do is I want to make sure his arms stay at 90 degrees. His head up, pick your feet up, put your feet together. Straighten out those legs. okay? Again, 2 minutes. Now, we're going to show you a couple progressions of how easy it is to load these exercises. These are 5 pounds. And if we want to make this just a brutal exercise for Andres, how hard does that get? Incredibly hard to do with just 5 pounds, right? So we could do it with 1 pound, 2 pounds. So one of the things I love about isometric training is that it's really easy to progress and load with and still maintain good form. A lot of exercises are great to do, but it's hard to coach form for everyday people, everyday dads. These are the ones that we can really coach form well, and he can do a great job with. Let's do the row. Why don't you set up sideways? It's easier to kind of see sideways to the camera. Yep. So bend your knees. You're going to pull it back, pull it right up to your chest, bend over a little bit. And he's going to pull back as hard as he can, again, for 2 minutes. Activating everything in the shoulder, core, glutes. He's activating his lower half as well, pulling that back. Everything is turned on and moving here. Again, 2 minutes. And if you can't probably see here, but he is shaking like crazy here. Pretty common reaction when you start doing isometrics. All right, let's relax. So the best thing about isometrics is that we can coach form really easily. We don't need to be strength coaches. We can look at what good form is, and we can load it very easily. So why don't you get into the lateral lunge, Andres? And I'll show you a couple ways that you can do lateral lunging. So we talked about, we loaded him in the Superman with 2 5-pound weights. Bring your arms out around your middle finger. On your middle finger. How much harder does that get? Twist your hips. It's a lot harder, okay? That's 10 pounds. This could be 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. If I drop these and I pick up a kettlebell, this is a 35-pound kettlebell, and I ask him to hold it by the horns right here. Twist, keep your shoulders back, twist your hips. How much harder is it? Bend your knee. That gets incredibly hard to do. So you can load and progress with isometric exercises very, very easily. How hard is that as far as a workout? It's very tough. So start with working up to 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, and ultimately up to 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes is where we have to be as pitchers if we want to be able to stabilize ourselves through the delivery.